Mic check, mic check, mic check. Audio check, audio check. Mic check, mic check. Audio, audio, audio. Audio check, audio check. Just doing some testing, so nothing interesting going on. Just trying to do some testing with the Linux machine here. Trying to get it all set up from a different computer, but let me see if I can get a camera up here. Video capture. Okay. Let's try. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. Let's try. Nope. Whoa. This is way different. How do oops. That's not what I'm trying to do. I need a Linux guru. The controls are way different. Well, not way different, but they're just different. The shortcuts. I don't think we can change the settings. Let's go output. I don't think I can change the resolution while I'm doing this. Let's see, video. Output 720. Oh, I can't change it while I'm streaming. Okay. Okay. Let's go back into here and get this set up. I just downloaded this. Okay, that's not what I want. Let's go. I'm trying to get the radar set up how I have it on the other machine. Let's see. Radar display settings. That's not what I want. Data overlays. There. Nope, that's not what I want either. Tropical. Severe weather. Wait a minute. Isn't it? No. That's not what I want either. They've changed their menus around. Let's see, general. General. Display radar settings. Gosh, they've changed everything. Display radar, MRMS. Use the slide bar to declutter low reflectivity. Okay. I need to figure out how to change the colors on there. Satellite. Nope. I'm going to find the right setting here eventually. Let's see. Weather alerts. Okay, there we go. What is that? Flood watch. I don't want that to show up. I don't know why it's showing up. Okay, let me turn it all off. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's see. Query. Multiple query. All selected weather alerts. There we go. Okay. Hmm. Now I can't remember how to get back to there. Let's see, display, nope. Satellite, nope. Radar, nope. Dang it. Data overlays, nope. Weather alerts, that's what it was. Okay. Does that mean more? Let's see, flood watch. Why is that showing up? Hydro. That's what it's under. Hydro. Okay, flood watch off. Yay! Got it. Got it. Awesome. Okay. Okay, we don't want that. Severe thunderstorm watch, tornado watch, special weather statements. Okay. Yay, I figured one thing out. Awesome. Hey, what's going on, James? Bear with me, man. The sound quality and the video quality is garbage right now. I'm trying to... A buddy recommended me using Linux for some programs that weren't running quite the way I wanted on my other machine. So I downloaded Linux last night, and I don't know anything about Linux. So I'm learning. I downloaded I downloaded Radar Omega on Linux, and they updated the app. They did a lot of work to the app and changed a lot of things for the better. Everything that I've seen is pretty, like, really good. The updates that they did. But if Linux works out, I'm running it on a crappy old laptop right now. That's why the video quality is like really bad, and it's not doing it in 4K. It's only, I think, the highest resolution right now. Let's see. What's the highest resolution? It's at 720p at 60 frames per second. I need to get that up to at least 1080 to make the radar look crisp. And the laptop that I have don't have the ports, like a lot of ports, to hook up my external camera that has the higher resolution. I have a, I don't know what you call it, a little extender that you can plug in that'll let me put more ports in. But I think I do. But if Linux works out, which it's running really good right now, it's running fast. I mean, it's like really good. I'm really impressed. If that's the case, I think what I'm going to do is just build a PC and run Linux from that and make that my streaming computer, because that's why I haven't really been streaming too much on this channel. I've been streaming a little bit on some gaming directly from my console, but for the weather channel, I haven't really been streaming that much because the quality has just been garbage on my system. So, if Linux does work out, which I'm streaming on right now, which I think it is, if the quality is there, as far as like losing frame rates and whatnot, I'm going to switch over to Linux for streaming and just do my video editing on my old computer, which isn't that old. It's really good for video editing, but not so good for streaming. I think I got a bad network card or whatever in that computer, and I think that's why I was losing frames, dropping a lot of frames. It says I've been streaming for 23 minutes on the Linux machine, and I have 0 drop frames, which I've never had on my Mac. On my Mac, I'll drop anywhere from 5%, and when it's bad, sometimes I'll be dropping 25 to 30% of my frames, and sometimes it gets really low, like only 7% is actually going through. And I don't have it all like I don't have like the settings at the highest right now because I don't know how to change the settings yet. But that's why I'm messing around with Radar Omega right now, because they've have this new update and everything's changed. Not everything's changed, but they've changed a lot. And there's a lot of new stuff coming. So this is just a test stream to see if I could actually stream from Linux. Display radar settings. I don't need that. Okay, there we go. So tonight it's going to be like a maybe I'll just do a stream. Hey, White. No, it's just me. Just one person. Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about. Is like I haven't really been streaming a lot because my streaming software computer that I've been using has really not been doing too good. But I'm switching over to Linux right now, and it's running flawlessly. And what I was telling the other guys is that if Linux keeps working the way it's doing, I'm just going to build a new machine, a new PC, and just install Linux on it with just a better processor and video card and all that stuff. Not like high dollar stuff, nothing like that. Just you know, a budget friendly machine that I can afford, that will get the job done. You know, something that can support multiple monitors and have a lot of inputs where I can where it has enough ports where I can plug in the camera, the microphone, the outdoor cameras. So like when it is raining, storming, and snowing and stuff like that, I can stream my outdoor cameras to this. On my other machine, I could do it, but when I had the cameras outside, and I have a buddy who works at one of the local businesses over here that's going to let me install cameras on top of their building. And it's a really tall building, and I'll be able to put a camera facing each direction. So no matter what direction the storm is coming from, and being here in Kansas, as you know, we get a lot of wicked storms that come through, so we might get some really good video shots of storms coming through. I hope. I hope it gets something interesting that people are will want to watch. You know, but as far as just the normal stream, like doing our storm chasing from the computer. So technically, we're storm chasers, like all you guys that watch. You guys are storm chasers, but we're all chasing it from behind a computer at a desk. So we're just a different kind of storm chaser. We're techie storm chasers. But anyhow, yeah, so this is a learning process for me, the whole Linux deal. It's free, so you can't complain about that. It doesn't cost anything for Linux. I just downloaded it last night. Literally, I couldn't sleep at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was watching videos on Linux. I don't know how I came across one. And this guy was telling like the advantages and disadvantages of Linux and how secure it is and, you know, how well it works. Like right now, I'm almost ready to hit 30 minutes on this stream, and I don't have one drop frame, not one. When I ran it on my old Mac, I would have so many drop frames and the video quality would go down. And sometimes I would be midstream and people would say, dude, did you end the stream? I'm like, no, I didn't end the stream. And I would be messaging them on Discord saying, hey, restart the stream on your computer because I didn't end the stream. But like my frame rate would drop and my bit rate would drop so low that the stream would just stop. It like people couldn't connect and YouTube would think that my stream ended, and it really didn't. I would still be streaming, but the stream would just drop on YouTube because my bit rate or my drop rate, whatever technical word for it, would just drop. And I would lose viewers, and viewers would probably get mad and be like, hey, you know, your video quality sucks. You know, so anyhow, long story short, that's why I'm testing this right now. And so far, so good. I'm really loving it. It's really easy to use for some stuff. Some of it's really intuitive. Like some of it's just like Windows, you know, or just like the Mac OS. But using like Terminal, like installing programs and stuff like that. I'm trying to learn the Terminal because like all the Linux guys out there say, oh, you got to learn Terminal. You got to learn Terminal. Because it's like old DOS, you know, how DOS was back in the day, if you guys are old enough to remember that. That's what I first started computing on. My first computer was DOS, whatever version. Windows was out, but it was like Windows 3.1, and I didn't have Windows as a kid. I couldn't go out and buy a copy of Windows, you know. So whatever came on our machines was an old IBM clone 386, I guess it was. And all we had was DOS, and that's how you would have to start your programs. You would literally go into DOS, and I still remember the old commands. You'd have to go in and, you know, CD to change directory or folder and find out what program what folder that program was in, and you would actually have to type it out. It wasn't no clicking. You know, I don't even think I had a mouse. I didn't have a mouse. All we had was keyboards. And then when I got my first version of Windows, like in 88, 89, something like that, we thought we were like the shit. You know what I mean? When we got Windows 3.1, and it was still, I didn't like it. You know, after, I mean, looking back, like when Windows XP or Windows 95 came out, when you look back from Windows 95 to Windows 3.1, it was such a big jump. You know, it was such a big jump. But this kind of reminds me of old school stuff where it's like you're in total control. There's no adware. There's no Windows. Like sometimes, like I had, like the computer that I'm actually streaming on right now is an old HP laptop, and I had upgraded to Windows 11. And sometimes when I would click on the start button, or what they call the start button now, I would get ads or suggestions and stuff like that. Or when I would browse the web, I would get these ads for stuff that I had looked on Amazon months ago. And I was like, whoa, how does, you know, the browser know what I looked at on Amazon a month ago? Well, it's because they're sharing your data and they're remembering your data, and it's just not. I don't think they would really do anything malice with it, but you never know. The companies that they're sharing their data with, you don't really know who they're doing that with. And the nice thing with Linux that I learned, you know, just in the last 24 hours is that, you know, all your info is kind of, I guess anybody can hack any computer, you know, if you're a good enough hacker. But with Linux, it's very difficult. There's not that many people out there trying to hack Linux. And with their operating system, it's really hard to get your information. And again, here I am. I keep saying it. I'm at 35 minutes streaming now, and I have a 0 drop frame, 0. And again, it's not in 1080p right now, but that's because of me. That's my fault. When I set up OBS just now to do this first stream, I forgot to turn it to 1080p. So the quality of Radar Omega right now isn't in 1080p, it's in 720. So the next stream that I do, I'll make sure that I set it up for the higher resolution, so the map is a little bit crisper. You could probably tell that usually my radar on my stream is very crisp because I like to zoom in. Like say like James Parker, he's over here in Missouri, and if James said, "Hey Dan, what's coming my way? What's in my neighborhood?" You know, I could like zoom in, you know, to his neighborhood and get really good accuracy and really good quality. Like say he's over in near Springfield. This isn't bad. I mean, it's not bad by any means. I mean, we could still do a very accurate representation of what's going on weather-wise in his area. But in 1080p compared to 720, you know, it's a big difference, you know, as far as quality. So anyhow, I'm rambling. Sorry about that. But anyhow, that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm going through Radar Omega and setting this up. Flash flood warning. So I'm trying to go in here and getting all my settings set up to how I want it. Okay, just very low. So I'm setting up Radar Omega first, so when I do restart the stream and do my second test with Linux, that the quality will be better. But I want it to look like I did on the old streams, because me being colorblind, I have to set up the colors so I can differentiate between rotation, those kind of things that we look for. So that's what I'm doing. But if y'all have any other questions or want to talk about anything or want to teach me anything about Linux, if you have any knowledge of Linux, I would be more than happy to chat with you about whatever you want to chat about. We can even talk about sports or whatever while we're doing this, but I'm going to be going through here and changing my settings. I'm going to have to be changing them probably. Just a heads up, if you're in, while we're looking at this, down in Southwest and Northeast, or Southwest Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, we have a flash flood warning. I'll ramble off the counties here really quick. For southwest Arkansas, we have a flash flood warning for northern Berry County in southwestern Missouri, Jasper County, southern Lawrence County, McDonald County, and Newton County until 5:30 tonight. This was picked up at 11:26. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 2 to 3 inches of rain have fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. The source was radar, of course. Flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, underpasses as well. Stay alive. What is the thing now? Stay alive, don't drive, or stay alive, whatever. So stay alive. Don't cross any roads that have water on it or anything crazy like that. Down here in flash flood. This is observed. So there is flash flood going on currently in northwest Benton County in Arkansas. So that's actually happening right now. But again, guys, this is I'm doing a weather stream, yeah, but right now I'm just doing testing. But if anybody needs a forecast for your area, I could pull that pretty easy. I don't have all my bookmarks pulled over yet from my other computer, so I don't have everything. Actually, let me go ahead and start. Saving my bookmarks, pulling some of my bookmarks that I use on a daily basis. Let's go up to here. I got like 100,000 bookmarks for different stuff, meteorology stuff, atmospheric stuff. The only thing that I couldn't install on Linux right now is one of the programs that I use is Cave. It's AWIPS 2. It's basically what the National Weather Service uses. Their meteorologists use a program called AWIPS 2. If you want to download it on Windows or Mac, you could do that right now on your computer and use basically the same exact software that the National Weather Service uses for modeling and forecasting and just looking at what's going on. It's kind of like an old school looking program, but it runs really smooth. It's fast. And just go to, just type in Google, just type in AWIPS, AWIP. Here, I was typing in chat, if I can. I don't know if I can do that yet. Can I type in chat through OBS? I haven't figured that out on the Linux version yet. Hold on, let's see. Anyhow, it's AWIPS 2. And you want Cave, CAVE. I downloaded it for this version of Linux, but they're saying that you can only use it on the version of Linux like Red Hat or something else. I'm not running Red Hat. I'm running, what am I running? I'm running the version of Linux called Mint. And I just downloaded it because they said it was the easiest version to learn. So this is kind of like my learning. At least I'm going to be running this release for like probably the foreseeable future, the next month or two, until I build another PC. And then I'll experiment with other versions of Linux to find out which one that I like best. If anybody has any experience with Linux and has a favorite, let me know. Actually, let me kill this light in here. But yeah, it's a really cool program. So what I'm going to have to do is run it on my other computer. I don't know if I can import something from another computer to OBS. Probably not. But what I could do is maybe, I don't know. have to mess around with that later. It's not that important. I don't use it on the streams that much. I usually do it when I'm doing my looking at models. But what we could do for modeling is the best thing. Let's go to Pivotal Weather. Let's go to Pivotal Weather. Let's bookmark this bad boy, because that's the one that I use a lot. Okay, log in. Okay, let's go over here and throw Firefox on. Oh, darn it. That's what I should have done, is hooked up another scene. Hey, Venue. Or, yeah, I hope that's pronounced right. Hey, Venue, I'm just doing a test stream right now. I usually do the weather, but I'm switching over from one operating system to another operating system. And I'm trying to learn it really quick to see if I like it. So far, so good. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just messing around with a version of Linux right now. Because my streams were having problems in the past with losing frame drops. And since I've been using this for the last 42 minutes, I haven't dropped one frame. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm doing some testing. And so far, so good. If it keeps going good, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the quality of the stream. Right now I have it on very low quality because I was worried about frame drops. So when I restart the stream next time, what I'll do is go into the settings and change it. But if you wouldn't mind, hit me up with a like and a subscribe, because within the next day or two, maybe by the end of tonight, I'll have everything set up. Again, this is I haven't even been using Linux for 24 hours yet. I used it, like I said, I was telling the other guys, I downloaded Linux at like 1 a.m. last night and used it for like 2 hours just to goof around with it and download some of the software that I used for my weather streams and doing my weather modeling and stuff like that. And I don't even have all my bookmarks switched over from my old computer to this computer. So that's kind of like what I'm in the process of doing right now. So this is going to be a long process over the next 24 to 48 hours just to transfer everything over, because there's no easy way to do it. I kind of have to do it manually. So definitely subscribe, so you do get notified on your stream. I'm going to be doing, obviously my weather streams normal, extreme weather, whatever's going on with the weather, meteorology stuff, science stuff, a lot more science videos that I've been doing in the past. And I'm going to take you on the journey as I go along learning Linux. So if anybody's interested in learning some Linux stuff, operating system stuff, I'm still going to be doing some Mac stuff, Mac OS, Windows, of course. But as I go down this, journey of learning Linux and, learning the good, the bad, the ugly, the whatever, I'm really loving it so far. Like I said, it's running flawlessly. It's amazing. I wish I had messed with it years ago. So those are a lot of different topics and things that I'm going to be streaming is Linux. Obviously the meteorology stuff, stuff to do with the atmosphere, comets, little green men, conspiracy theories, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, but just fun stuff, just entertaining stuff. Let's see here. I'm definitely going to need a new PC though, because I'm running this on a laptop and I have the external monitor hooked up, but I have the small one. What I can do is throw the big one, but this little laptop only supports one external monitor, and I typically run 4 monitors at the same time. So let me switch over here to the Her just to see what this looks like in this browser. And I'm learning Firefox too. I've never used Firefox. I think I used Firefox years and years and years ago when I was in college. Our professor made us use it. So I haven't used it in many moons. Let's see, does that work? Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've used Firefox. It's good. I mean, it's really good. It's just I've always gone with like Safari or whatever Windows did. Let's see here. I need to move that. So yeah, if any of you guys are into operating systems, science, want to learn programs like CAPE, AWIPS, Radar Mega, Radar Scope, you name the weather program, I've probably used it. See, that's what I'm talking about, Vinny. I don't know any of that stuff yet. I watched a bunch of videos for like 2 hours straight last night, and my problem right now is because I've been a Mac OS user for so many years, and prior to that I was a Windows user. I need to learn the terminology. Like I didn't even know what I didn't even know, like, you know, that how to do the terminal stuff. I have to get like a printout. I might have to go online tonight and print out a sheet of all like a reference sheet of all the different terminal commands, I guess. If that's what you'd probably be better at telling me that. Is that the way I should go? Or should I just go get a book or something like that? Or if there's a website out there where I can find like shortcuts on how to do things. Like even in OBS right now, I'm trying to like set up OBS for the stream, and I can't get my windows properly aligned or sized correctly. Like on when I was using it on the other one, I could cut part of like Firefox. Like for example, I could cut the top of it off, and what I would do is hold down Alt and then use my mouse and drag down the little red bar, and it would cut part of the screen off. But I don't know what the shortcut is on here. I've tried Alt, I've tried Command, I've tried Shift. I guess I could go into OBS Help and figure that out. It's just going to take a little bit of messing around with. But scripts, I don't know too much about scripts, doing scripts, but I guess what I could do is go into Firefox, and it gave me the option to carry over my bookmarks from my other one. But one of the things that I'm trying to do is security. I don't want like my information out there. I don't want to put usernames and passwords into Firefox for Firefox. Like if I want to save a password to like I don't know, name an app or name a website or something like that, I may do that at some point in time. But what I'm trying to do is just keep it secure as possible. I haven't had issues with security too much in the past, but I did have a friend recently that I went to school with who she told me that she had a lot of her, I don't know, I guess you call it, she got hacked. And somebody got into her Facebook account. And because they got into her Facebook account, they were able to get into her browser information, and that led to one thing, and then that one thing led to another thing, and eventually her bank accounts got hacked, her car insurance got hacked, essentially her whole identity got hacked. And just by somebody being able to get into her Facebook account. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. I want to avoid that and lock down my system as best I can. Not so much for like what I'm doing on YouTube. I'm not worried about that. My channel is so small. If somebody hacked my channel, it's like, who cares? You know what I mean? All I got to do is go into YouTube and change my password. You know, that's no big deal. I don't want any of my personal information like Facebook or anything. I don't really use Facebook too much. I usually use Discord. So yeah. Anywho, that's what I'm doing right now, is just getting all my programs set up the way I have it set up in my old computer. So yeah, this is just a kind of a Linux test right now. Just testing it out. Let's see here. Let's make this smaller. And that doesn't matter. But yeah, if this keeps going the way it's going, we're almost at 50. We're at 51 minutes now, and we have 0 frame rate drop. That's excellent. I've never seen that before. I've never had an operating system where there's 0 frame rate. I can't wait to restart the stream and turn the resolution up to where it's clear. Because right now, I think I said, was it 720? That's the highest it's at. I want to pump that bad boy up to at least 1080p. Okay, I need... what do we got here? A heavy rainfall, flash flood likely. Where is this at? Convective redevelopment is expected over the course of the afternoon with local areas of potentially significant flash flooding expected. Strong convection continues in a relatively focused band extending from just northeast of Fayetteville through Branson currently. This band of convection is tied to lead mid-level wave over Missouri that should continue to lift slowly eastward and result in blah, 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 blah. Let's get to the areas. That's what I want to see. So that's the flooding likely. And they are having, it's confirmed they do have flash flooding right now in northwest Kansas. No, I just downloaded this last night. It's called Mint. And the version of Mint, I think, is Cinnamon. The reason I downloaded that one is because the YouTube video that I watched last night suggested it for newer folks just getting into Linux. I've only been on Linux for like 4 hours now. So I downloaded OBS and some of my programs. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. And to give you a background on what I do is I use a lot of weather apps. I use an app. I just downloaded the app. It's called AWIPS 2 Cave. It's provided by the National Weather Service. But unfortunately, I can't use it on this version of Linux. It said that I have to be using Red Hat or another version. I can't use it on Mint, unfortunately. Maybe there's a workaround. You would probably know way better than me. So if anybody has any suggestions as far as different versions, I kind of like this version, honestly. I mean, I can go in, it has a little start button like Windows. It kind of has a little Mac OS thing going on with the stuff on the bottom. I kind of like that. It's easy for me to get to. But I'm willing to learn. I stayed up for about 2 or 3 hours last night learning about Terminal and what Terminal does. I have to learn a lot. Like, I really need to learn the shortcuts of Terminal. Or I think that's what it's called, where you type in the commands, the command prompts. Here, let's see what it's called. Yeah, I guess it's just called, it's called Terminal. So I need to print out a little cheat sheet for that. Yeah, Mint's pretty good. It's I think it's good because it's easy. You know, it kind of like somebody coming from Windows. I use Windows probably like 10% of the time. I use Mac OS about 90% of the time, just depending on what I'm on. Like for video editing, I use my Mac for, my different video editing softwares, and for one weather app that wouldn't run on Windows that good. I ran that on my Mac. The Mac's a little bit more powerful. But I run both, you know what I mean? But I would like at some point to be able to switch everything over to Linux. But it's a big learning curve. It's not really that big of a learning curve. It's just figuring out what version I want to run. And I'm completely happy with this so far. Like I said, it's only been 4 or 5 hours that I've been using it, but I could not be happier with the performance that I'm getting with the stream with OBS. I've never had this much of a positive experience streaming before, as far as not losing frame rate. Drop frames is still at 0%. When I streamed on my old machine, I would lose anywhere from 10 to 30% of my frames, and sometimes my stream would just drop completely, which was obviously very annoying. As far as hardware stuff, I'm not sure what you mean by hardware stuff for the weather, but the only hardware stuff is my computer, really. I do have a weather station out back in the backyard that I use just for my personal weather stuff. But usually what I'm tapping into is the National Weather Service and the programs that they use. So basically, you can do it too. It's not me. I mean, anybody can do it. You can basically use the same exact software that the National Weather Service is using for forecasting and running weather models. Even this website that you see here in Firefox is a program is a online website, Pivotal Weather. I mean, anybody can use it, and you can tap it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. You can tap into. Oh gosh darn it! What did I do? How do I get that off my screen? There we go. You can use any of the stuff. There's a free version, and then there's a subscription version for Pivotal Weather. I have the subscription version only because this is my hobby. This is what I do. So it was beneficial to me to go ahead and get the subscription. The same thing with the Radar that you see, like that's taking up the majority of the screen. That program is Radar Omega, and I think there is a free version of that you can get. The subscription, if you want like all the bells and whistles and everything like that, I think it's like $6 a month, or you can get it cheaper buying it by the year, but But if you mean like hardware, as far as like computer, this is just like a $300 HP laptop that I picked up at Walmart a couple of years ago. But I do have a computer that's a video editing computer that I use for doing that kind of thing. But again, it's a Mac, and it doesn't have. Gee, that kind of brings up, maybe I don't need to build a PC. Maybe I could just install, can you install Linux on a Mac? I guess you could, right? If I could install Linux on this old-ass HP laptop, I wonder if I could set up my Mac to dual boot. Because I don't want to lose the software. I don't want to lose the software that I'm currently running on the Mac. But if I could dual boot, like just start it up, like have the option. No, I don't have any of that stuff that I think of. So you can't, can you run Linux on an M chip? Because the chip that my Mac is running is, let me go in here. It says it's an M2 Max, but I do have an old Mac laptop that is running an Intel chip, but it's really old. What's up, Aurora? We're having a fun little discussion here about Linux, because I'm doing a Linux test right now. Oh, you can't run Linux on a M chip? That's trash. Why not? Because isn't Mac OS based off of Unix? The software, so the software that I downloaded that said that you needed Red Hat to run is WIPS. It's hold on, AWIPS, right? Yeah, I think it's AWIPS, AWIPS 2, version 2. And the actual name of the program is Cave, CAVE. So if you just type into Google AWIPS, AWIPS 2, in Cave, and then type in the word download, it'll take you right to the page. It's kind of like it's not like a very intuitive program like you could like with Radar Omega, what we're using here on the screen right now. Radar Omega is like the easiest to use. AWIPS is totally different. It's totally different. There's a huge learning curve using AWIPS. I had to watch a bunch of videos and tutorials on how to use it, but it's the same exact program that the National Weather Service uses for modeling and looking at a lot of different stuff. You don't need to use it, but it's just cool to mess around with. I use it for like, say like there's a hurricane coming in or something like that, or kind of like more short-term forecasting. You can do long-term forecasting on it also, but I prefer to look at it for, I use AWIPS for the short-term forecasting and a little bit of long-term, kind of 50-50. Pivotal Weather, the one that you see right here in Firefox, I'll bring it up right there. Pivotal Weather, that's a browser that you just go into. I use that for a lot of different things. That's really getting into the nitty-gritty, like getting into, like if you're looking at the HER, or the GFS models, stuff like that. I'm basically using it for models. Oh my gosh, Nightbot, chill out. Ooh, hold on, let me get a pen and write that down. So it's called Ashahai or something. ASAHI Linux. Now, if I were to get that, can you dual boot? Yeah, Nightbot's kind of he's real sensitive. But like I said, I don't want to lose the software that I bought for the Mac because one, it was expensive, and two, I know how to use it. The video editing software. So I definitely need to be able to dual boot, or I'm just going to have to build another PC to run Linux on. It's the only Linux for Macs with the MSurge chip. Interesting. All right, I'll look into that. I'll Google that tonight and see what that's all about. Thank you for the info. But I'm still really considering just building a PC, I think, and building it the way I want, because the Macs are kind of famous for not having a lot of input, like as far as like USB-C ports. It's got like 2 on the front and 4 in the back, but three of the USB-C ports I'm using for monitors, because it's got one HDMI out, and then it's got 4 ports in the back that will support monitors, and I'm using 3 of them for monitors because I'm running right now I'm running 4 monitors off that computer. So I guess I would have to buy a motherboard. I don't know. I've never built a PC, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to find, I guess, a motherboard or whatever. I guess that's what the USB-C, or maybe it's the box. I don't know. You guys will know better than me. Here, let me pull up. You're hearing thunder out there? We were getting rain here about a half an hour ago. Let's pull up Tulsa and see what's going on. This is the new version of Radar Mega, by the way. It's a free update. If you're running Radar Mega already, it's a free update. So, but it's really good. They changed a lot of stuff. I'm still learning it. That's why I'm kind of like going in here and messing around with the settings. That's why it doesn't look like it normally looks, because I haven't gone through and changed all the settings yet. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for Arkansas, Boone County, Carroll, Newton, Madison for the next half an hour. They are getting flash flooding up there too, by the way, in northwest Arkansas. The weather station that I'm running is one that I bought a few years ago off Amazon. I would have to pull the box to get the model number and name. Basically, all it is it has the little thing on there that it picks up. I think it had 3 functions when I got it. It did wind speed direction, it did precipitation, and temperature, humidity, and one other thing. And then I bought a little add-on to it that you just plug in. I bought the little solar thing on there, so it just runs off solar power. And it has a battery. And I bought another little add-on. I can't remember what it was for. I don't think I use it. I think I tried it out and didn't like it. I don't know. But I'll put on my next stream, I'll pull the box out and hold it up in front of the camera so you can actually see it. It wasn't expensive or anything like that. It's not like a big one. It's not like one of those really high-tech ones. It was just something I bought off Amazon. There is one that I do want to get that's a lot more sophisticated, can do a lot more stuff, but don't really need it right now. Let's see. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. But once I get all my links switched over into Firefox, I'll bring up Firefox on the screen. It'll probably be later tonight. And if you guys are interested in the different links, different websites that I use, I'll bring up Firefox so you guys can copy down what websites that I use. Or I guess it would take me a long time. I could like type it up and put it in a video description. Or I'll just put it on the website. Just go to, that's what I'll do. It'll be easier. I'll just put it on the website. The website, by the way, is just like the channel name. It's weatherzone411.com. So I didn't usually I put all my links in the video description, but since I was just testing this out, I didn't bother, even putting a video description in there. But yeah, I think I'll put that on the website. The website is, it's only been up for not even a month, I don't think. So there's a lot. There's not a lot, on there. So this is like sort of like what the website looks like. And again, I can't set it up the way I want. So if you go to the website and go up here to the top and click on sitemap, I'm just starting to put it together. I don't have a page yet with all the different links. Like there are some on here. Most of them are to articles that I've written. But there is one here, like if you want to learn how to do radar scope, I have a clickable link where you can see a little article that I wrote up on WeatherScope with a couple of screenshots. I don't have a how-to on it, just because I don't really use RadarScope that much. Sometimes I use it in the car on a mobile app. It's a really good mobile app. As far as desktop, it's okay. I put it up there in the top 10 apps for weather stuff, but maybe in the top 5 for mobile apps. Maybe in the top 3. But it's really good, but again, I don't really use it on stream. That's what I used to use on stream a lot. I haven't even downloaded it here for this computer yet. I do have it on my old stream computer. And every once in a while I'll use it. it just doesn't correlate over to streams very good. Like you can't. How should I say it? It does have a very good radar. Like if you're looking at the radar, but sometimes people want to be able to see the city names, and sometimes they're very hard to see because the font or the text that they're using is really small. And if you use the larger font size, it's too big, and it like takes up the whole screen. So there's no like really in between. It's either really small or really big. If I'm using it just for personal use, it's great. I like it, but it doesn't really. It doesn't. It's not really good for streaming. It's okay. It's just not really good. Yeah, it's unfortunate. That Cave program is really good, but it says you have to have Red Hat or Rocky. If I used a virtual machine, oh yeah, you're right. I guess I could use a virtual machine, but I wouldn't really be able to use it on the If I wanted to use the app in the stream, I don't know how that would work. I don't know. What's up, pup? You want to get up in the picture? Oh, my dog was freaking out earlier. Every time he hears thunder, he like freaks out. Like he goes into full stress mode. He'll like start like panting and running around and hiding, and he won't leave me alone. It's like he has to be like by my feet whenever he hears thunder. And the crazy thing is, you know how dogs have that crazy hearing? They can hear thunder that we don't even hear. That's probably like 100 miles away. And I'm like wondering, why is my dog freaking out? You know? I'm like, buddy, what's wrong? Why are you freaking out? And then that's kind of like a good sign to let you know that there's a storm on the way, because they know it way before us people do, unless we're looking at radar, of course. All right, buddy, get that. You're hot. Woo-wee. Good boy. Good boy. I need to give you a snack. I haven't made you your breakfast yet. Are you getting hungry? I'll make you some here in a minute. So yeah, so far so good. The stream has been going for 1 hour and almost 15 minutes. I haven't lost one frame yet. So my initial impressions of Linux is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's how he is right now. It's like the first couple nights. And the thing that's crazy is he's 1.5, and like his first year, it didn't really bother him. I don't know why. It's just recently, like since we moved. I don't know. I don't know why it started here in the last 6 months. He's been getting really freaked out. But yeah, my dog does the same thing. He starts shaking and stuff like that. Oh, my Discord link is broken. Where did you see my Discord link anyway? Is it, you mean on the website? Let's see. Sitemap. Discord. Where is my Discord? Are you talking about, because I don't have it in the video description. If it's on the website and it's broken, let me know, because I can fix that right away. The actual Discord link here, let me see if I can. Here, let me see if I can copy this. I'll just copy and paste in the stream real quick. That should work right there. If that doesn't work, let me know. What's a OSINT? What does that mean? You gotta remember I'm a Linux noob here, so. I used Linux for about an hour last night, and I've used it for about an hour and a half today. So I don't even think I'm 3 hours into Linux. So if you use any Linux jargon, I'm not going to know what in the world you're talking about yet. Yeah, but if that Discord link doesn't work, let me know. And actually, oh, okay. Open source intelligence, a method of collecting and analyzing information from publicly available sources like websites, social media. Oh, that's cool. I want to try that out. How do you do it? I'm going to do it on myself. Let's see. Let's see here. That's a new one to me. Let's see. I'm gonna see if. Oh wow, that's really cool. The OSINT. You can. Here's the who has. Let me pull up my website. Let's see. Oh wow, that is really cool. Pull up my other website in that OST thing. I also own a website called YouGoogle.com. I just don't have anything on it right now. I've owned it for like 23 years. And I used to use it to sell real estate, but I obviously don't use it anymore. I don't think there's anything on it. Here, let me get Discord fired up. I forgot to start it this morning. Hey, you were able to join. Hardware Hacker. Welcome. Let's see. So can you be our new Linux guru and teach us stuff? Let's see. So I'm not a Discord guru either. We have one of our channel members, like our admin. She's a Discord guru, so she knows how to do all that Discord stuff. She essentially set it all up for me. So if you have any Discord questions or about our Discord, I'm sure you know Discord better than me. You can ask Aurora. I think she goes by Aurora on Discord. Let me check. What do you go? No, she goes by Chrome. Chrome on Discord. So if you want something added or deleted or something like that, just send her a private message and she'll take care of that for you. She's on top of all that stuff. Well, the thing is, I think since the time you started using Linux, they've updated it to make it a lot easier. Like one thing that I had a really hard time with, well, it took me like a half an hour to figure it out, but when I downloaded one of the Radar Omega app, I couldn't install it. Like if you go to the little install store in Discord, or not Discord, in Linux, it's super easy. It's sort of just like an app store. But some programs that I need to install aren't in there. So I had to actually go to the Radar Omega site and download the, what's it called? App image. So I kept double clicking it. I was like, click, 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 and it wouldn't start. I thought it was just like a normal program where you can just click, 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 and it would start. Well, no, that's not how it works. I had to go into properties, and eventually I watched the video and it said go into permissions, then, click on the thing that says allow executing files or program. So I did that, and then once I did that, I could, double click it and then the app would start. But I haven't figured, it's still, like the app is literally still sitting in my download folder. So anytime that I need to run the program, I need to go into my downloads folder. And me being so new, I don't know if there's a folder in your home directory for applications. I don't know where the applications are stored, to be honest with you. I don't know where any of that stuff is. Let's see. Let me go into my file system. Yeah, I'm clueless to where applications are actually stored. I'm going to have to watch a video on that tonight because I want to make sure that I have everything, like all my apps in one folder, all my documents in another folder, all my videos in, stuff like that in a media folder, maybe. Because I do plan on, once I get the resources together and can build a proper tower. I don't want to use the laptop. I don't like using the laptop unless I'm like using it in the living room or something like that. But when I'm doing my streaming, I'm going to need a tower. You know what I mean? That way I can like upgrade the memory, upgrade the hard drive or whatever. I don't even know if they're called hard drives anymore, or flash memory, whatever it's called. Maybe upgrade the graphics card. But I'm not going to go like balls to the wall and get all this expensive stuff. I was watching a video last night because I typed into YouTube. I typed in building a Linux machine. And from what the guy was telling me, he said you have to be careful on what hardware you buy. Like he was saying that you can't use like an NVIDIA graphics card for whatever reason because there aren't any drivers or something like that for Linux. I don't know if that's true. So he was naming off all the different graphics cards that you can use, but I don't really need a fancy graphics card. I just need one that can support up to like 4 monitors. I don't know if there's one out there like that. I don't know how that works. So I need like a minimum of 3 monitors, but preferably 4 monitors. And then I need to have a lot of hard drive space in RAM, I guess, because I'm going to be using a lot of, demanding applications all at the same time on top of the web. Using Pivotal Weather and downloading all those, models and stuff like that and running all the different demanding weather apps at the same time. It runs fine on my other machine. It's only got, my other machine only has like, let me see. It's running the M2 Max chip with 32 gigs of RAM, and I've never had a problem. I can open all my apps at the same time and have like 1 million, websites open, and it never has a problem. If you want to learn about weather stations, the way I did it is I went on YouTube And there's like some really basic ones out there. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good. There's some really advanced ones that you can get, but you're talking, those are kind of expensive. I would start if you just want something basic, like that's telling you, like, for example, like your current conditions, your temperature, dew point, humidity, wind direction, precipitation amount, just basic stuff like that. You could pick one up on Amazon for pretty cheap. Some of them do get kind of expensive if you put the add-ons on there. Now, if you're talking about building a weather station like like they do, like the National Weather Service or something like that, forget about it. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you don't need to spend all that money. You can just basically, if you're looking for like the weather just in your general area, you can use the same exact stuff that I'm using right here. The Pivotal Weather is free. Like I said, there's a subscription version that you can get that has a lot more stuff on it, or you can just download like the app that we're using right here for the weather. The one that I was just testing out with is pretty darn cheap. I mean, it's not that expensive. There's actually a free version of it, I think, and if you want the version that I have, I think I'm paying like $6 or something like that to get the bells and the whistles and stuff like that. Yeah, that's good advice, because you know what, if you hadn't have told me that and I hadn't have seen that in that video last night, I would have made a really big mistake if I had bought NVIDIA, because I didn't know that it wasn't really supported or whatever. I forget the name of the graphics card that the guy bought, but it wasn't NVIDIA. He was like, pretty much everything's safe. Like, he went with a Ryzen chip or something like that. He said you don't even really need a newer one. He said, save some money and buy one of the ones that's not the brand new ones, because you don't really need it, unless you're like doing gaming or something like that. And I'm not doing any gaming on here. I'm just streaming and running. Some of the apps are kind of high end, but nothing crazy. But he said, get yourself I forget what he said, Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 8, I don't know, all that stuff. It was Ryzen, I don't know. He got a chip, he got a motherboard, a box, power supply. I think he was running like 16 or 32. I think he said he suggested like 32 gigs of RAM or something like that. And I think he said that he picked up 32 gigs on Amazon for like 100 and, oh no, I can't remember how much the RAM was. And then he bought like a two sticks SSD. He bought like a 2 terabyte one for his main one, I guess, that runs his OS. And then his motherboard supported a second one, so he bought a second one to put like all his media files on there or something like that. Yeah, AMD. That's what I was looking for. AMD Ryzen. That's what it was. But he said, he was like saying, you don't have to go out and spend all the money on like the latest and the greatest for Linux. He says it runs really stable. And I can attest to that. I mean, this laptop that I'm running was like a $250 laptop at Walmart, and it's running all my software like flawlessly. So that kind of tells you don't need all that fancy stuff. If you want to get it, it's nice, but you don't need it. Oh, it's not like a weather station like the uh maybe we're talking about two different things. The weather station that I have is not like the weather station like the National Weather Service owns. Like those $1 million I don't own a Doppler radar in my backyard. If that's what you're thinking. No. I don't own a radar. I have a little weather station that tells me my current local conditions. It sitting out there right now measuring and tells me what my conditions are. But for like the radar that you're looking on the screen is not, it's not linked. I don't have a weather station in my backyard that's giving me that radar information. All the information that I'm getting on there is being downloaded. It's streaming to me through a program. Would you say the for Linux the basic requirement is electricity? You're right. You're absolutely right. Man, I hope you come back to this stream because I got a lot of questions. Once I start getting more and more into this stuff, I'm going to have a lot of questions. I'm going to be watching a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. So do me a favor, man. Definitely subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when I'm live, because I don't know how to message people directly on here, because I'm going to be doing some streams that are not just weather related. They're going to be like tech related, as far as like computers, operating systems, how to make stream quality better. And then of course I do all my other stuff, my scientific stuff. Doing a lot of streams on that. If you're into like anything scientific, I'll chat about anything. I'm not like a genius, or I'm not, anything like that, but I do like discussing it. I'm kind of more of a moderator. I like to get other people involved in a discussion or a topic or something like that, and kind of just moderate the conversation and just throw in my 2 cents whenever I feel that I want to. But I really like to get other people involved in conversations, because that's how you learn stuff, you know what I mean? People will say something that has a different point of view on something, or they may have knowledge about something. Like you obviously have knowledge about Linux and stuff like that. And that's how I learn. I'm more of like a learning from, I'm not a good, like, how should I put it? I learn better from like people talking and actually showing me stuff, than having to sit there with my son's pre-algebra book. I learn more from listening and watching people actually do it. That's why I love YouTube so much, because I can learn so much because people are actually on there doing it. I can't, sitting in front of a book it's not the way I learn the best. And plus, I can learn, when people are telling, like what you were telling me about Linux and stuff like that, you obviously have firsthand knowledge. You've done it. You know what I mean? You're not just like regurgitating something that you heard. You're actually giving me real world experience. So that's pretty, to me, that's super helpful. More helpful than other stuff. Let's see if that fits in there. My jaw has just dropped right now. I'm so happy with the way this is working. We're an hour and a half in, and I haven't dropped one frame. Granted, it's at lower settings right now. I'm not streaming in 1080, but we don't have one drop frame in exactly 1.5 hours. To me, that's awesome. You have no idea. No idea. You have no idea how awesome that is to me. I'm gonna have to take a break here in a minute. I'm starving. I've been up since what time did I get up? Well, I didn't get to bed until about 3:30 this morning, and I got up around 8. And I haven't eaten anything. The only thing I had was like a little thing of yogurt. And I am starving. I wonder if that's accurate. So yeah, anyhow, I'm super stoked if you couldn't tell about how well this is working. This is like Christmas, birthday, everything wrapped up into one. This is so awesome. I can't wait to start, boosting my settings. And get my stream set up the way I have, over on the other computer. Because normally I have a lot of stuff on the screen, not just this. I'm starving. I'm really getting hungry. I'm going to start getting, what do they call it, hangry? Hangry? I need a Snickers bar or something. But again, I'm super happy. I want to thank you so much for you guys that's given me advice and information about Linux. I'm so grateful for that. You don't know how much I appreciate that. Over the next couple hours, I'm going to be signing off here in a little bit. But over the next couple hours, I'm going to start working on pulling all the graphics and stuff like that I use in OBS to put on my stream, and obviously going into the settings and changing the settings to a higher quality, so everything looks a little bit better. I just wanted to put them on basic just to make sure that everything ran good. But I'm very appreciative of everybody's information and input. Please join our Discord, subscribe, turn on notifications, like all that fun stuff. I'm going to go grab something to eat really quick, and then I'm going to start working on pulling on over the resources. I'm going to have to use like a thumb drive to get my graphics and everything, because I don't think there's a way. I don't know if there's a way to network a Linux machine with a Mac yet. I don't think there is to do like a file transfer. So I think I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, is just use a thumb drive, add it to here, and then stick it in there and do that. So I'm going to work on that over the next couple hours. But I really need to go get some food made. Otherwise, I'm going to start freaking out and get really ornery if I don't eat. What else? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and kill the stream for about a half an hour, 40. Oh, FTP! You were the man. Oh, thank you. Why didn't I think of that? See, again, that's something that I haven't used in like 20 years. I haven't used FTP in so long. I used to use FTP like every day at work years ago. Oh man. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna use the thumb drive, like you said. I think it's just easier, just carrying on over all my graphics and stuff like that. So again, thank everybody so much for helping me set this up in Linux. And if you're into Linux and technology and science and weather and all that fun stuff, like I said, subscribe, turn on notifications, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to go down this journey together, and hopefully I can learn a few things. Maybe you can learn a few things, and we're going to have a good time doing this. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much for checking out the channel. Bookmark our website, weatherzone401.com. It's not just weather stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff on there. The website's only been up for 3 or 4 weeks. There's going to be a lot more stuff besides weather. It's going to be science stuff. It's going to be computer stuff. So if you're into the hardware, software, all streaming, it's just all the kind of stuff that I like. So if you're into stuff that I'm into, you're going to love it. So anyhow, thank you again so much. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys here in just about an hour. See ya.